If you came upon an animal that many others regard to be utterly unattractive and unsuitable for adoption, how would you respond? I'm going to tell you the tale of Pippa today. She was an unattractive puppy who no one wanted until this occurred. In their search for a new family member, many individuals want to choose the prettiest, fluffiest, or most unusual-looking animal available for adoption. This isn't always a terrible thing, but it does mean that many cute creatures who may not have the finest appearance or who have experienced hardship are frequently missed. This typically occurs at animal shelters, where the animals have been placed after receiving a less-than-ideal start in life. It gets even difficult for the animals that might not appear as attractive at first glance, much like Pippa, who was thought to be so ugly that no one would ever want to adopt her, when there are so many rescues fighting for the attention of potential adopters. That is, until she had an absolutely astounding metamorphosis. However, why was she initially referred to as ugly? It came out that the small pup in question had a skin ailment known as mange. What is a mange? It's a kind of severe skin condition called canine scabies, which is brought on by skin mites that burrow into the skin. Due to an allergic reaction to the mite's excrement, the animal experiences severe itching as a result of the mites digging into its skin. The animal's appearance gets worse the longer it has mange. They develop crusty scabs on their skin and, as a result of constant biting and scratching, lose their fur. Additionally, if the species is malnourished or suffers from other illnesses, this ailment may worsen. One such animal with severe mange was Pippa, a small Chihuahua who was 7 weeks old. In 2019, she, her brother, and her parents were taken to the Atlanta Humane Society. While they were all coated in mange, Pippa had the worst case of it. Her skin was covered with scabs from head to tail, and not a hair remained on any part of her body. It was undoubtedly causing Pippa endless suffering because it was one of the most severe examples of this illness that the volunteers at the shelter had ever seen. Pippa was fortunate enough to have a decent chance of recovery because the shelter understood how to treat the illness and could handle her early age. The dog's picture was quickly posted on the shelter's website, and soon after, someone saw it. Amanda Harris stumbled onto young Pippa's photo while browsing the internet to see what animals were available for adoption. She knew she had to assist Pippa right away as soon as she saw her and the state she was in. She was aware that the little dog needed all the assistance she could get. After hastily arriving at the shelter, Amanda offered to foster Pippa while she recovered. This made the shelter workers very pleased, and they consented to allow Amanda to take her home and heal her. Pippa and the medication she would require to recover were brought home by Amanda. The foster parent was most surprised, though, when she noticed that the small puppy's only want was to snuggle, even with its severely sensitive skin and delicate appearance. More than anything, she adores snuggling and burrowing under blankets. Sometimes I would glance over her shoulder to see where she had disappeared, only to see her curled up under all of her covers. "It's so cute," Amanda said, "because touching irritates their skin. Dogs with this illness often don't want to be handled. Thus, Pippa's need for so much affection was unexpected. Because of her skin condition, no one had wanted to touch her. Thus, I can only assume that she sought this type of attention." The dog received round-the-clock attention from the foster parent. She devoted all of her time and attention to Pippa, who required special baths and daily medicine to relieve her inflamed skin. She was undoubtedly aided by the additional love and care during this trying period, but it all paid off. Amanda saw that Pippa was moving in the correct direction as the weeks passed. She saw that, little by little, her skin was beginning to mend. Her once inflamed and red skin began to disappear, and all over her body, soft, cream-colored fur grew back. The puppy that no one wanted because she was ugly became to resemble a dog gradually but steadily. With her improved health and growing less submissive, the puppy's individuality also became apparent. This joyful, energetic Chihuahua appeared. Pippa was indifferent to the size difference between her and Amanda's two other, much larger dogs. Instead, she would play with them as if she were the same size. She enjoyed playing tug-of-war with them, chasing their tails, and snuggling with them, according to Amanda. Additionally, I brought her to work with me every day in a tiny sling bag made for young animals. She was always very popular and adored it. The story of the Chihuahua and her progress updates had been shared online. She attracted a sizable internet fan base as a result, and everyone wanted to see her find a loving, permanent home. Among them was Terry Dixon, a lady who became enamored with the dog and her incredible trip. All she needed to do was meet her. Terry knew she could never let go of Pippa the minute she was held in her arms for the first time. "When I saw the pictures of her as she first arrived, I had to go see her," Terry remarked. "For me, it was all over once she was in my arms. The best choice I've made in a very long time. She is quite amazing." Once completing her recuperation with Amanda, the dog was adopted by Terry once she had fully recovered. Although the puppy might have missed her foster sisters, she quickly made friends with Terry's other dog and relaxed into her new forever home, where she is showered with affection. Terry remarked, "She loves her family, and we love her. She also still has a love for comfort and can be found snuggling up to her blankets for a nice and cozy nap." It was quite amazing how this small puppy recovered to become the person she is today. Her transition from a scrawny, hairless puppy to a stunning cream-colored Chihuahua is very remarkable. Sadly, there are many more dogs that aren't as fortunate as Pippa, who was extremely fortunate to find a loving home that wanted to take her in and assist her in her rehabilitation. These dogs are abandoned in shelters throughout the globe, and frequently, people neglect them based only on their appearance. However, this in no way reflects their nature, which is often exceedingly kind, affectionate, and considerate. To help them become the dogs they really are, all they need is a second chance and a little love. However, you should also be sure that you are prepared to invest the time and energy necessary to guarantee that these animals have the best possible life before choosing to adopt an animal that may require medical attention. As medical care may get costly, be sure you have the funds to take care of any underlying health issues the animal may have before adopting them, just to have to give them back. There are many animals who are willing to offer you their entire affection and are dying for a second chance if you're willing to take this on. What a fantastic tale! Have you ever witnessed an animal go through a change like this before?